Okay, in this video we're going to talk a little bit about the global preferences. Let's go ahead and start off in the New Estimates and Rooms tab. Okay, we're going to always create a building with this name called Dwelling. And you see right here, Dwelling. You can change that, of course. Give me the option to copy another estimate. Okay. Default company information. I'm going to go ahead and change that to Stephen. And let's go ahead and we'll save that. I needed to do that anyway. Default price list. If you've copied the price list and made some changes, you may decide that you want a default. Right here I've got test price list 1. I could choose if I wanted to. Default opening statement. You could put Florida or whatever default you want so that you don't have to keep adding it. You can default to a 3-tier property rather than just a 2-tier building. When adding a room to an estimate, use the defaults when copying rooms. Copy rooms to the new room, copy openings to the new room, or copy tasks to the new room. Default room height. Okay, it's 8 feet, but sometimes if you're working in nothing but new homes and all those homes seem to be at 10 feet, well, go ahead and change it. Default offsets to the same height as the main room. I would leave that checked. 1 switch plate cover or outlet cover per 10 linear feet of wall. I need to explain this in another video, so we'll talk about that. It has to do with the quantifiers that you're going to use. There's ways of estimating the number of switch plates and outlet covers, and we do that by linear footage of wall space. And so there's a quantifier for that I need to show you. We'll talk about it later. Here's the price list. Warn me if the search in the price list finds more than 500 items. I would just leave that there. Standard openings. Now here's a big one. I put in what I thought you would probably want when you're creating rooms and adding the dimensions to the rooms. It gives you the options of adding in pre-sized doors, windows, and openings. Now I've put those sizes in here. You don't want to put too many or the list is going to be too long and you have to use a slider to go down it. I would just either leave these or leave about the similar quantity of them, because otherwise you're going to end up having to use a slider bar to go down that column, and that's just more work for you. So this is where you can put in additional ones and hit add, and it'll add it to that list. And then when you go into the dimensioning, you can choose them from that list. Here's the units of measure. We've got a bunch of them on here. Okay, I put check marks next to the ones that you're more than likely going to use. I don't use pint too much or pleat or So I would either stick with the defaults that I've put in there or just add what you need. Macros. When applying macros with F1, default to this macro group. Right now there's no macro group set. You could default to default, or let's say that you used a roofing, asphalt roofing macro a lot. Okay, that you're a roofing contractor or you're an adjuster that specializes in roof claims. Well, you might want to just default to the macro group. Okay, for roofing, and that'd be a good one. So email. When you want to send an email through iScope, when you email an estimate, you come up there to the tab and click email, and this is where you set those default email addresses. Okay, you can send one to yourself, you can send one to your secretary or your business partner. Financials. Okay, here's your default overhead and profit. Some of you might want to change this to 20 and 20. You can make it cumulative by default. Here is the sales tax that's default. Mine's 8 1/4. You can add by default apply to materials and labor, or by default overhead and profit on top of sales tax. You can choose do not depreciate. Okay, that's how I have it right now. You can depreciate materials only or depreciate both materials and labor. Okay, you can apply depreciation to overhead and profit if you like. Okay, in the reports. Okay, we've already actually gone over this in another video, but I'll do it again since I'm here. We can print material and labor costs as separate columns. The section summary, the print code summary. include room square footage and linear footage in the measurements on the estimates. You can choose not to print the line item numbers. The pictures defaults at 2 pictures per page. And here's where your PDFs will be saved if you choose to print to PDF. And you can change that to your desktop or whatever folder you want. And that's pretty much it for the global preferences. So I'm going to go ahead and save and exit that. And please continue to watch the videos. There's a lot more to learn. Thanks.